Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the program information night for Girls on the Run San Diego. Chris, just to confirm, can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. You might notice that you are unable to unmute or turn on your video. So that's just to limit distractions. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please refer to Chris with any questions that you may have. If there are any questions specific to you, she will try to answer them right there on the spot. If not, at the very end of the presentation, I'll do a quick Q&A where she'll read the questions out loud so that everybody can hear the question, and I'll answer it best to my ability. And if we don't get to any of your questions because they need a little bit more details, we will follow up with you individually at the end of the presentation. It should take about 30 minutes or so. I don't want to keep you long, but we'll be going over what we are, who we are, why we do what we do, how your girls can get involved, and an appreciation for all of you being here and learning a little bit more about Girls on the Run. And a follow-up email with all the links that we'll be sharing, all the info that we'll be sharing. We'll be sending a 5K registration discount code as well. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'll talk about what the 5K end of season celebration is all about. So I would like to get started. Just a quick introduction. I am Joanna Guerra. I am the Program Operations Manager for Girls on the Run San Diego. And joining us tonight is Chris Curry. She is the newest addition to our staff. She's the Outreach and Marketing Manager. And she will be the one answering your questions. If she doesn't get to them again, I said I will be responding to them at the very end. We are a small staff. We serve all of the girls in San Diego County, as far up north as Camp Pendleton, up in Vista, a little even further than Vista, all the way east into Hamul, Dulzura, Barrett, and all the way down South Bay to the border. So it's a lot of territory. We're still small, but we are growing, and we are really excited to grow it more and more each season. So just to give you a quick overview from in a video about our programming, I'm going to share with you a video that's about 2 minutes long. I apologize if the sound is really loud, so just be aware that you can turn down your microphone if it's too loud.
How do you measure a girl's potential? Do you find a yardstick and mark her progress? Do you grade her on a scale from 1 to 10? How do you measure something as immeasurable as a girl's potential? You don't. You support her, you encourage her, and you teach her how to unleash her power on the world. At Girls on the Run, we're more than a running program. We believe that every girl deserves the chance to boldly pursue her dreams. And we're on a mission to make sure all girls understand how limitless their potential is, from handling social pressure and reframing negative thoughts, to dealing with challenges at home and at school. Our unique lessons are taught by dedicated volunteer coaches who help girls develop life skills and strategies they can use in all areas of their lives. A recent independent study led by Dr. Maureen Weiss, an expert in positive youth development, found that it's this combination, our intentional life skills curriculum and highly trained coaches, that is key to our program's impact. And that impact is something we can measure. Because of Girls on the Run, 85% of girls said that they were able to manage their emotions. 80% reported they were able to resolve conflicts. 90% said they helped others. And 91% agreed they had learned intentional decision-making. In total, 97% of girls said they learned critical life skills at Girls on the Run that they are using at home, at school, and with their friends. Girls who were least active at the start of the program increased their physical activity by more than 40%. The study also found that the program inspired a long-term impact that positively changed girls during the 10-week program and beyond. 85% improved in confidence, competence, caring, character, or connection to others. Overall, the study showed that participating in Girls on the Run transformed girls' lives by helping them increase their self-confidence, develop healthy relationships, and feel good about themselves. Seeing this transformation is extraordinary, but being part of it can be absolutely life-changing. At an age when girls are constantly trying to measure up to ideas of who they should be, when they're still discovering who they are, Girls on the Run shows them that their potential isn't just enormous, it's beyond measure. How do you measure?
Oh, I always do it. I can't skip the video after play. So that kind of sums up pretty well that we are more than a running program, and now more than ever, girls need Girls on the Run. We're teaching girls life skills, and during these uncertain times, we continue to make lasting, transformative changes in the lives of girls when they need it the most. So if you are signing up your girl because you think that we are a competitive running program, they're going to learn running skills, it's much more than that. We are not competitive. We believe in a mastery climate than a competitive climate, meaning that we are going to root for them to do their best, and we integrate these life skills through running. So the end of season 5K is not timed. It's just an end of season celebration for them to celebrate everything that they've done and everything they've learned in the 10-week program. So our mission is to inspire girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident using a fun, experience-based curriculum, like I said, which creatively integrates running, and that has been backed up through a longitudinal study with Dr. Maureen Weiss. And we envision a world where every girl knows and activates her limitless potential and is free to boldly pursue her dreams. So how do we do this? We share with the girls these core values. We practice them as staff members. We practice them every day in our lives. We also share these core values and encourage the volunteer coaches that are going to be with your girls during lessons to think about these core values when they are implementing the lessons with your girls. And these are core values that the girls will be learning about as well during the program lessons. So who are we? You saw a little bit about how we do things and why we do it. We are a nonprofit organization that drives transformative, sustained change in the lives of 3rd to 8th grade girls. Over the course of the program, there is physical activity, and it serves as a platform for teaching life lessons and life skills, and promotes a healthy lifestyle for the girls. We're also one of the only physical activity-based positive youth development programs with compelling evidence that participants learn life skills and then use them in other aspects of their lives. So everything that the girls are learning in the 10-week program are things that they can take with them beyond Girls on the Run programming. So they can use them at school, they can use these skills at home with their families, with their friends, in everyday situations. And we're not only established here in San Diego, we're actually part of a larger movement. There are over 200 councils throughout the United States. And this whole organization started in 1996 with 13 girls. And over the 25 plus years of our history as an international organization, we've served over 2 million girls. And last year, we even made our way into Canada with the first council in Canada. So that was really exciting. Here in San Diego, we're the only council serving the girls all of in San Diego County, but there are several other councils throughout the coast, and like I said, throughout the region. Specifically here in San Diego, we were founded in 2006, and we have served over 11,000 girls in our existence and have worked with over 200 schools and communities in those 16 years now. So why does it matter? Why is this programming even in existence? As you heard in the video, unfortunately, there is a tremendous need for Girls on the Run. The studies show that 3rd to 8th grade is a critical period of time for girls. During this time, 50% of girls ages 10 to 13 experience bullying, such as name calling and exclusion, at a time where peer relationships become more central to girls' lives. You already have a girl within this age range. You see it firsthand how these things can affect her in her life. So we teach lessons on how to combat these situations. And then with the additional stressors of the social isolation related to COVID-19, girls in our community need this type of programming more than ever. The other statistic that always blows my mind is that girls' self-confidence begins to drop at the age of 9, and physical activity levels decline starting at the age of 10 and continue to decrease throughout their adolescent years. And this isn't seen in their counterparts in boys in the same age range. So that's why Girls on the Run is intentional. And we have lessons and programming set specific for girls throughout this time in their lives. So now I'm going to get a little specific to how these lessons are implemented. So there's two types of what we call curriculum. As an organization as a whole, we're called Girls on the Run. So we have a Girls on the Run curriculum for girls that are in 3rd to 5th grade or 3rd to 6th grade. It depends on what school or community is hosting the program and what grades they serve. So they can serve up to 5th grade or 6th grade. And then our middle school program is called Heart and Soul. It has the same longitudinal study backing up the curriculum, and that is for participants in grades 6 to 8. So girls that are experiencing bullying in elementary school looks a little different, unfortunately, in middle school. So the lessons are intentionally set for what these girls are going through this period in their life. We offer the program twice a year. So if you haven't found a location that works for you, or if your school isn't offering it this season, we will be back in the spring, and our spring season is twice as big as our fall season. Right now, we are serving about 28 different locations with 30 teams throughout San Diego County. And the spring can be just as big, if not bigger, for maybe having up to 50 teams. It all really depends on who reaches out to us, who we reach out to, and how we foster those relationships. So again, if you don't have a school on the list right now, please let us know, and let us know who we can talk to. Decision makers on that campus, maybe the PTA, maybe the principal, or maybe the front office can help us foster bringing that program into the next school year. If there is a team that you are already a part of and you might be on the wait list, we're going to keep that wait list active up until the closing of the registration on September 30th. In case any girls drop, we can put your girl on the roster. So you'll be hearing from us if that happens. If you're not sure what status your girl is in and you already registered her, just reach out to us, and more than happy to provide more information. So for this fall season specifically, we are serving a 10-week program for Girls on the Run. So those girls in 3rd to 5th grade or 3rd to 6th grade, they're going to be meeting twice a week for 90 minutes. And then our Heart and Soul middle school program is going to be meeting once a week for 2 hours. We need to have at least 8 participants to start the season enrolled by the start of the first date. But for Heart and Soul, the teams are going to be maxed out at 15. For Girls on the Run, it's going to be maxed out at 20. We've already had some teams that are completely full, and we were able to find more community coaches or more coaches, and we were able to open up that wait list and turn that wait list into a second team. So some of our schools have 40 girls already registered, which is exciting. So again, it's always a good idea, even if it's already impacted, just register so you get put on that wait list, and we'll let you know if a spot opens up. We encourage participants to come in comfortable clothing and some type of comfortable running or athletic shoes, since there will be some physical activity and a workout component at the very end of each lesson. So it's nice to be able to have the flow of movement easy with clothes that are appropriate. And then one of my favorite things about our programming is that each team creates and executes a community service project. The girls won't need any extra special materials. They get to come identify what a community is, who is in their community, identify how they might want to help that community, and then implement the project. So that is all driven by those Girls on the Run participants. For Heart and Soul, it's an individual community project where they identify who is in their close circle and who's in their extended circle. It could be the neighbor, it could be the mailman, it could be a friend, it could be a step parent, a step sibling, and come up with a project to extend themselves to that individual. So there's a lot of self-reflection going on in our Heart and Soul programming. And then the fun part, why we're called Girls on the Run, is that we end the season with a celebratory 5K event. Like I mentioned earlier, it's non-competitive, it is not timed. For a lot of these girls, this is the first time they participated in a 5K event. I didn't do my first 5K until I was in my 20s, and these girls are 8 to 13 years old completing 3 miles, which is amazing. There's a lot of emotions. Most of us are crying. It's fun. We were able to bring it back for the first time after the pandemic last season at Crown Point Park, and we had about 2,000 participants, and that included our Girls on the Run participants, our coaches, their running buddies, the community, their family and friends. It was a fun celebration. Speaking of running buddies, so apart from the registration, that includes the lessons, the Girls on the Run t-shirt, water bottle, the experience of a lifetime. For the safety of the girls during the 5K, we do require that girls have a running buddy with them. Don't be scared by the name running buddy. You know, we tell the girls, go at your happy pace. You can walk, you can run, you can skip, you can hop, you can do whatever you want to complete that 5K. But it could be assigned by a parent, it could be an aunt or uncle, it could be a sibling. So just start thinking about who might be that person that you're gonna pair your girl up with to complete the 5K. All right, so how do we do it, right? I've talked about a lot of stuff about our programming. Who is actually facilitating these lessons? Over the course of the program, trained coaches lead the small teams of girls through our research-based curricula, which includes dynamic discussions and a lot of the fun activities that include that running component. Like I said, running is used as a platform for teaching life skills, and coaches help girls understand the important connection between the physical and emotional health. Coaches act as a mentor to girls and create a safe space where everyone feels welcome and safe and free to come as they are. So in a second, my friend Chris is going to be putting in the chat box a sample lesson. I know some of you were curious to see how these lessons are implemented. So we have a sample lesson for Girls on the Run, and then we have a sample lesson for Heart and Soul. And these can be found on our website under our programs tab. They're right there on the website. There's a free link. You can take a look at what exactly your girls will be learning and how they will be taught these life skills. So prior to the start of the program, our volunteer coaches participate in something called National Coach Training. And man, has it been a lot of work, but totally worth it. It's been so much fun meeting all of our new coaches and past coaches. And we're drawing on research and best practices and positive youth development, organizational observation and research, and adult learning principles to help this training for our coaches that includes both online and in-person elements. The training prepares coaches to build relationships with your girls, create a positive, trauma-sensitive, inclusive environment, and support individual improvement. Coaches learn how to put these concepts into action. They watch videos of coaches in the field. We practice a full lesson. We really dive into the curriculum, and the delivery for the curriculum. And the delivery of the curriculum is intended to go in a specific way. So our national coach training is really something that sets us apart and distinguishes us from other organizations. As mentioned in the video, we teach different life skills that help girls improve in connection, caring, competence, character, and contribution. Just to share with you one of my personal experiences when I was a Girls on the Run coach, I had a girl at practice who was constantly struggling with the workout component where we would run laps. We would set lap goals every lesson. First day, maybe you're not sure how much you want to work out. You set like a goal of 5 laps to go around the track. My friend constantly struggled with setting a goal, not reaching that goal and getting frustrated. So I worked with her. I would walk with her. I would run with her during practice, come up with realistic goals. And on the day of the 5K, she was keeping up with me. In fact, she actually beat me to the finish line. She got really excited and we got close to the finish line, saw everyone cheering for her, and I couldn't keep up with her. So it's really nice to see the girls' confidence boost throughout the season, and then especially during the 5K. So where are we in San Diego County? We are currently located at 30 teams at 28 locations. My friend Chris right here in a second is going to share a link to look at specific team details, start dates, and registration options. So some of our schools have online registration as an option. Other schools only have paper registration as an option. Some schools are open to community members, and some schools are just open to students that attend that school. And that Excel sheet will tell you everything you need to know. If maybe your school isn't hosting a team this season, you could take a look at that list, see if a school is near you, and see if there's any participation restrictions. If not, you can enroll your girl for this season. So we're going to take a quick look at our fall 2022 program timeline. Registration is open now, and you can go online to our website, go to rsd.org/program to take a look a little bit more about who we are, how we do, what we do. Everything that I've been talking about today is going to be on our website. You'll look for that big pink registration button, either under Girls on the Run or Heart and Soul. It'll take you to the same landing page so that you can register if that school has an online registration option. If you go there and you can't find the school, most likely they'll have a paper registration option, and you'll be able to see that on the side panel. The first wave of teams that are going to start practicing, there's 2 different waves depending on fall breaks, conference breaks, Thanksgiving break. There's a lot that goes on to it in the back end to determine the start date. But the first wave of teams is going to start the week of September 12th. And the second wave of teams is going to start the week of September 19th. So within those 2 weeks, majority of our teams will be starting with their first practice, second practice. Registration closes for both online and paper registrations on September 30th. So through this window, if you register your girl and you're on that first wave or second wave, and it's not for you, your girl decides that this isn't the program for them, or another responsibility comes through, or it just doesn't work with your schedule, you can withdraw your registration and we'll refund you minus a $25 processing fee. So just know that it's an option to withdraw your girl up until September 30th. And then right now, if you are thinking about registering your girl or you have already registered your girl, please mark your calendars for December 4th. That is the date of our 5K celebration at De Anza Cove in Mission Bay. If you're not familiar where De Anza Cove is, it's across from Fiesta Island in Mission Bay. Like I said, registration is open. Now, let's talk about something that you are all probably wondering. How much does it cost to register my girl? So the registration fee varies from $245 to $15. There's 3 different tiers that we have. $245 is the first price range. Then the second price range is $140, and then the third price range is $15. We are very fortunate that we have a lot of grants or we do a lot of our own fundraising to help reach more girls within our communities, especially those under-resourced communities. The registration fee for them is a little lower. With this funding, it covers our operational and program costs. And then those two other tiers, $245 and $140 is a lot. Just keep in mind everything that the registration fee includes. It includes 10 weeks worth of programming, our highly trained coaches, the activity sheets or a journal, depending on what program they're doing. There's also a program t-shirt and a water bottle that comes along with the registration fee. And a 5K entry fee and medal is included in the registration fee for your program participants. So they don't need to register for the 5K. There's no additional cost to them. It's already included on there. We offer financial assistance and scholarships to any girl that needs it. So if, we understand that there has been a lot of financial strains in the last couple of years, especially with the pandemic. Please don't let the price be a deterrent for you to not register your girl. Reach out to our scholarships team, and we will be sharing all of our different financial aid options. In fact, Chris can put in the chat, if she hasn't already, our financial assistant options. It's a quick one-pager in English and Spanish on the different financial aid that we offer. To just give you a quick overview, if your girl receives any type of government assistance, the registration fee gets reduced to $15. That includes things like Medi-Cal, Medicare, food stamps. If you are enrolling two or more girls at the same time, there is a financial assistance for that. If your daughter or your girl is dependent of a military reserve, someone who's retired or active in the military, there's a registration discount for that. There's also a sliding scale, so depending on your household and your annual gross income, there's the sliding scale for that. And there's also a two-part payment option available where you pay half of the registration at the time that you register your girl, and the other half a couple weeks into October. Like I said earlier, registration is open until September 30th. And then, as mentioned as well, when teams reach the maximum number of girls before registration closes, we will offer that wait list. When you register your girl, it'll tell you before you even click the submit button that it's an impacted team, that they're going to be put on the wait list. And in a confirmation email, you'll be told again that you guys are on the wait list. Just quickly to wrap it up, I like to end with this quote from a participant named Maya, who was in age 11, where the findings of our program really come to life in this quote from Maya. I will continue to teach others what I learned at Girls on the Run and carry it with me for the rest of my life. If you have any questions that Chris didn't get to, or we won't be able to get to at the end of this presentation, feel free to contact us at info@godersd.org, and Chris can put that in the chat box as well. So at this time, Chris, I'll go ahead and take any questions that are still pending.
None yet.
All right. You were able to get to all of them?
We don't have any.
Okay. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us. What is a typical, I have a question from someone. What is the typical formal for a 90-minute session? Oh, format, typical format for a 90-minute session. In that, that sample lesson, the format is always going to be the same. The context within the lesson is going to be changing. So the girls start, and I'm speaking vague here because I'm trying to answer for Girls on the Run in Heart and Soul. It starts with a big idea for the lesson. It could be empathy, right? So we introduce empathy to girls, define it, do a little bit of inquiry, ask them what they already think it means, what they know. And then we do a couple of small running activities where we have the girls reflect on empathy, examples of empathy, and then we come back together, we do a group discussion, we synthesize, then we do another running activity and elaborate further and go into the next step. And then we come back and synthesize. Then we do a full workout component where the girls set their lab goals, and we have some prompts that we have them think about and respond to us as coaches that have to do, again, with a big idea of empathy. And at the very end of practice, they reflect on the entire lesson, write down what they learned, and it's called something an identity card that they'll get to keep and add to it throughout the season, and they'll get it back to them at the end of the season. We also give them a take-home challenge, or like a challenge for them to practice what they've learned. And at the next lesson, we'll first start off with reminding girls what we learned at the previous lesson. Ask them, how many of you did the take-home challenge? What did that look like for you? Did it work? Didn't it work? What didn't work? How can you improve, or how can we work from here? And they talk amongst each other. And then, that's a typical format for the 90-minute session and the 2-hour session. With middle schoolers, it just gets a little bit more elaborate. But please take a look at those sample lessons.
We had another great question coming in. How much running do they do at each meeting?
That really depends on your girl. Some of our participants are there for the running. They run. For others, they might take it slow. They might walk the entire time. For others, they might do a combination of both. We are there to encourage them to keep moving. We work with them to set those lab goals. But like I said, we're not a competitive climate. We're a mastery climate. So we will encourage them to run, but it's not about who finishes first or who finishes last. It's individually based. Each girl sets their goal. Did they meet it? Did they not? What can they do to improve that goal? Maybe adjust their goal. If they completed or went over it, we celebrate it and then encourage them to add more into the next lesson. Yes, definitely send them with a snack or water. They will be provided a water bottle at their first practice. I encourage you to write their name on it, label it, whatever you need to do to identify that water bottle for your girl, and they're more than welcome to bring it back with them each time, each practice.
Another question, how much time is devoted to running? How much is devoted to the topics?
I would say it's about, so for girls on the run, the 3rd to 5th grade and 3rd to 6th grade, for the 90-minute session, about 45 minutes to 60 minutes is devoted to the workout. And the same would be for heart and soul. And then the rest of it would be the discussion. But even within the lessons, there's running involved. If it may be like run to cone A or cone B, or run with a pair and back. And there's multiple prompts and questions that we ask them where they keep moving and keep going. So there's not a lot of sitting down. When we sit down and relax, is to kind of give them a break to synthesize and reflect on what we've been discussing. Any other questions, Chris?
And I'm going to just kind of repeat some of your questions on social media too. So if you don't follow us yet on Facebook or on Instagram, please give us a follow. Also, we're on Twitter and LinkedIn if you want to take it to that level. But yeah, we always post more information and then keep answering questions. I don't have any that have come in, but slide in the DMs, shoot us an email. We are here to help.
Okay, awesome. Well, then with that being said, I want to thank you. We'll be following up by tomorrow morning with all of the resources that we talked about today and our contact information if you want to reach out individually. So thank you for coming, and have a good rest of your evening.
Thanks, everyone.
And Chris, I will stop recording.